This week on Hoagies and Pierogis, we have a woman making an appearance behind the plate in MLB, a special woman making a special guest appearance on the most popular sports podcast in the country, and no women are making an appearance with me in public in general, so the aforementioned most popular sports podcast is not mine, and there will not be a special woman on today's episode. This is number 166 of HN'P with E&D. Recorded in central Pennsylvania in front of a live studio audience with your host Ian DiCarlo, this is Hoagies and Pierogis. What is up, fine people? This is number 166 of HN'P. Like I said, I am Ian DiCarlo. Let's get into this. Since we're on the topic of women, last week I mentioned the WNBA banning bags to keep fans from bringing in dildos. But the same night, another dildo is thrown on the court. Now, how do you think they got that in there? I do think that the dildo throwing is kind of funny, but I do see that how it could be, dangerous. Throwing a dildo, which I don't exactly know how heavy they are. If that actually hit someone, that could probably do some damage. But I guess one of the guys that threw him is a complete loser, so he made it not fun for everybody. Haven't really seen this since. We do have some surprising news. I was going through police videos on YouTube, and I saw that Paige Buchers was arrested for a DUI back in April in the middle of her day job as a postwoman. That's what she does in the off season.
Do you mind stepping out of the vehicle? Because we are going to be doing field sobriety exercises to you, because I do believe you are under the influence. Okay. Don't reach for anything. You go ahead, step out. All right. We're going to walk over here. Yeah, right over here to where this black car is. You're good. All the way up to this black car. You see where all those lines are? Hey, do you have a AR? Okay.
And no, this really isn't Paige Buchers, but when she hopped out of that mail truck and started walking, I thought I recognized that vigorous saunter. Okay, sticking in basketball, Michael Porter Jr., our friend that we talked about last year, I believe, who was probably one of the first professional athletes to get banned for life from the sport that he plays. He was kind of the poster child for getting banned for life from betting. He talked about betting on a podcast that he was on recently.
But think about if you could get all your homies rich by telling them, yo,
no shit,
bet $10,000 on my under, this one game I'm gonna act like I got an injury and I'm gonna sit out. I'm gonna come out after 3 minutes, and they all get a little bag because you did it one game. Like, that is so not okay. But some people probably think like that. They come from nothing, and 100%. All their homies have nothing,
100%.
And they're like, bro, if I come out of this game after 3 minutes and y'all all hit on my under, we're all getting a little bag. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
I could see that side of it for sure. So many of these athletes come from absolutely nothing, which is why they're so great and have made it as far as they have in the professional sport that they play. It's super easy to criticize guys like Emmanuel Class, who was one of the top players and earning millions, but I'm sure he has family in the DR that could actually use the extra money, and it's a seemingly easy way to do so. I actually wonder if that's how he and Ortiz got caught sending the winning bets from the other people that placed them for them, to a different country. And Porter's Canadian too, so maybe he was sending it to Canada from America. You never know. There might be something there. Maybe foreign players can't do it, and only American players can get away with it, as long as they're not sending the money out of the country. I never thought of that. And then Porter, though, I don't know. It seemed like he was kind of doing this for scumbag friends. I don't know. If you have real friends, they're not going to be asking for that kind of money and willing to risk your whole career by placing these bets for him to win for you. That's really shitty. So on the one hand, I can see where you might, be giving it to your family, your winnings, But don't even get caught up in it, period, or you might drown in sorrow. A man left his son unattended for almost 10 minutes, and he drowned in that time because the man was watching an NBA game that he had a $25 bet on. Well, did he win the bet? Let's move on to baseball. Let's get the Pirates out of the way. These shitty Pirates. The Red Series started out pretty damn good. Skeens got the start in game 1 and picked up another win number 7 on the year, as the Pirates shut out the Reds 7-0. Skeens allowed 7 hits, which is tied for a career high, but no runners crossed the plate, and he tacked on 8 strikeouts in 6 innings. Pirates took game 2 3-2 with a go-ahead triple from Brian Reynolds and a save from Dennis Santana. Maybe Dennis Santana isn't broken after all. That Cutlass celebration was cold. But then here's where the losing starts. The Reds won game 3 2-1, and the Pirates had 4 hits. Braxton Ashcraft started this one, but they only let him throw 56 pitches, which is, I think, weird. I think he can throw more. But then Mlodzinski came in, and Don Kelly let him go 3 innings for some reason, which means he obviously went through the lineup a second time, and they tagged him for a run in the 7th inning when he was pulled. In game 4 of the series, there was even more bullpen implosion. He allowed 7 runs in the last 2 innings of the game. Dauri Moreta allowed 2 earned runs, and then someone called Cam Sanders came on in the 9th inning and allowed 5 runs. Who the hell is that? I don't even know who that is. Very weird decisions there from Don Kelly. This is why, if you really think the Pirates would be in the wild card race if they started this season with Don Kelly instead of Derek Shelton, you need to seek professional help. Yeah, someone actually said that on Reddit. I could not believe my eyes. And this is just proof that they wouldn't, because then they went to the Brewers, the House of Horrors, the Brewer Stadium. And, game 1 went just about how we thought it would, with the Brewers winning 7-1. Fuck. And then here's another fuck. Skeens' streak of not allowing a run in the first inning ended at 24, with Sal Frelick hitting a home run off of him in a 3-2 count to start the game off. They lost 12-0. Skeens was only tagged for 4 runs, so it wasn't like he allowed all 12 of those runs. But if you were a Pirates fan that lived from about 1900 to 1980, roughly within that time period, I envy you. Not because you lived to see the glory days, but because you're not alive to see what this franchise has become now. In Game 3 today, Wednesday, the Bucks decided to put Ronnie Simon in the leadoff spot, with Cruz going on the 7-day concussion IL. Again, who the fuck is that? Who is Ronnie Simon, and who the hell is Cam Sanders? I forgot his name already. When did they pick these guys up? I have no clue. I mean, Ronnie Simon, apparently, he got 2 hits today, so not too horrible from him. But, what are the Pirates doing? The Pirates got swept by the Brewers, losing Game 3, 12-5. The Brewers are also on a 12-game win streak. This is bleak. Like, really bleak. I really don't care how bad the Bucks do from here on out. This year, I've been trying very hard to not make a whole 20 minutes of me complaining about the Pirates, and I feel like I've done a pretty good job of that so far, because Cherington makes it pretty easy to become detached from your favorite hometown team. It kind of seems like this team is at an all-time low right now, and I think the band All Time Low can manage the team better than Cherington, and they probably don't know a lot about baseball at all. There was this guy on the North Shore 9 Discord that said he'd eat a live parrot if they got swept by the Brewers, so maybe we can look forward to that. But yeah, Pirates are 51-71, 20 games under 500, and 26 games back of the Brewers in the division. Oh, that's so bad. Okay, let's go around the league. What happened around the league this week? I mentioned it in the intro. Jen Powell was behind the plate. She made her debut, and a fellow ump had some great things to say that got me a little bit teared up, to be honest with you.
This is one of the proudest moments I've been part of in all my career. I mean, I've been blessed with working playoffs. I've worked 2 World Series, All-Star games, and this one is right up there with it. And, my family coming out and watching and all that. But this is up there. Like, it gives me chills just, like, even thinking about it. And the magnitude, I was just sitting here going, like, it just kind of, kind of just hit me just now, like the magnitude of this whole thing and how hard she's worked. And I have a daughter, and she was so excited to meet Jen. And, you know, this is just a great role model and for girls and women out there, and I am so proud of her. And when Rich told me, Rich Rieker, told me a couple weeks ago, I could not wait for this day. It was like just dragging. So this is a special moment. I'm so proud of her. She does an incredible job. She's an incredible person and likes to have fun, works hard. So this it's huge. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're awesome.
And her first call behind the plate? Blown call. Obviously a ball. Got called a strike. She'll fit right in. It's okay. We caught a New York Yankees security guard securing the premises. We'll stay in New York for a second. Pete Alonso just passed Darryl Strawberry for the most home runs in Mets franchise history. Someone on Twitter really said, or posted a screenshot of Jeter's career home runs, and he has 260 compared to Pete Alonso's 254 now. Alonso has done this in 7 seasons with the COVID season thrown in there, and Jeter did 260 home runs. Did 260 home runs. Jeter had 260 home runs in 20 seasons. You can't be serious. And then the last thing that I have here before we go over the standings is the Minnesota Twins ownership must have watched Borat and just learned about the not jokes. Oh, we are trading most of our players and selling the team. Not. Well, not to the selling the team part. They did trade away all of their players at the trade deadline. So I don't know what they're doing. So, yeah, let's take a quick look around the league here. Blue Jays are still in the lead in the AL East. They're up 4.5 games on the Red Sox. Yankees are still right there behind them, 6 games behind the Blue Jays. Tigers lead the AL Central, up 6 games on the Guardians, who are actually not doing that bad. They're 62 and 56. And then the Mariners just recently tied the Astros atop the AL West, both at 67 and 53. That trade deadline paid off for the Mariners. And then the Phillies have been pulling away because the Mets have been kind of struggling here. The Phillies are up 5 games on the Mets to lead the NL East. They're 69 and 50. Mets are 64 and 55. And then Brewers, like I said, they're on a 12-game win streak, so they have the best record in the league by 6 games. 6. They are 76 and 44. The Cubs are behind them in the division, 67 and 51. They lead. Actually, no, they're second in the wild card position right now. And then the Dodgers are tied with the Padres atop the NL West at 68 and 52. And the Giants, always got to mention the Giants. They're 59 and 61. And they're about to lose to the Padres. It is 11-0 in the top of the 7th inning. So they're going to be 59 and 62. Wow. Wow. Wild card real quick. Astros are in the lead. Red Sox are right behind them, and the Yankees have the last wild card spot. Guardians are 1 game behind the Yankees, so the Yankees got to watch out there. And then the Cubs have the top spot, and the Padres are actually tied with them, basically, in winning percentage. Padres are 68-52. Cubs are 67-51. The Mets have the last spot right now, and the Reds are 2 games behind the Mets. It's going to be a very good division race and a very good wild card race this year. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, college football. We finally have our first rankings for this season. The first preseason AP poll dropped. Texas is number 1, but 19 of the past 21 preseason number 1s haven't won the Natty. In fact, Texas is an underdog when they open the season at Ohio State right now. I mean, I'm kind of surprised they're ranked number 1, to be honest with you. It's solely based off the Arch Manning hype. They lost their top running back in blue, their top 2 wide receivers in Golden and Bond from last year, and that's going to hurt a lot. Their top 3 skill position players gone, and holy shit, I just realized that Matthew Golden and Isaiah Bond were Gold Bond. Penn State is number 2, right behind Texas, and ahead of number 3 Ohio State. I get that they have the most returning impact talent, like all around, but the secondary took a little bit of a hit in the draft, and we'll see if the offense can do anything without Tyler Warren, who had a great preseason debut with the Colts, apparently. OSU is just OSU, and even though Will Howard was drafted, I think OSU should be number 1. They still have most of what made them great last year with the top safety and the top wide receiver in the country. So I don't think there's going to be any regression there from Ohio State. I did think that this was interesting. Only 4 of the top 10 teams have their starting quarterbacks returning, that being Penn State, Clemson, Georgia, if you want to technically count that, and LSU. But just outside of the top 10, at 11, 12, and 13, Arizona State, Illinois, and South Carolina also have their quarterbacks returning, who all did very well last year. I don't know, sleeper pick this year? I'm not too hung up on any one program, like I was like last year with Ole Miss or Washington the year before. Personally, I like Cade Klubnik the most out of all draft-eligible quarterbacks, so maybe I do have some belief in Clemson, even though Dabo Swinney could fit right into the Righteous Gemstones as a character. So maybe, I don't know, I could probably talk myself into betting Klubnik Heisman. I already did bet Clemson to make the playoff. It's at minus 192 right now. And then I could be talked into putting them as national champions this year. So I'll think about that. I will seriously think about that. But also, I think Texas A&M might be good this year, and then South Carolina with Sellers, I really like. You can't parlay all 3 of them to make the playoffs on FanDuel for some dumb reason, which I tried, and it would have been a pretty good payout if all 3 of them made it. But who else do we have here? Any surprises? Notre Dame 6, Oregon 7, Alabama 8. I'm surprised Alabama's actually 8. In my opinion, they should probably be outside the top 10. Miami at number 10. I know they have Carson Beck, but it's Carson Beck. He's not that great as he showed last year at Georgia. You know what? He might tear up the ACC, let's be honest. Michigan at number 14 is kind of surprising. Florida 15, SMU 16. Not going to go through the whole thing here. Boise State still number 25. Tennessee number 24. It's going to be a good college football season. I cannot wait. But outside of this, how this top 3 is ranked, I do think that Ohio State should be number 1. Penn State can stay at 2, but I think Texas should be 3, since Arch Manning is kind of unproven. I mean, he has all the hype in the world, but like I said, top 3 skill position players gone. That's gonna suck for him. Really suck for him. And Tyler Warren being gone is gonna suck for Penn State. But I believe in Kyron Hudson. I really do. All right. NFL preseason week 1. The Hall of Fame game never counts. But before we get into the games, we had on Friday at 6 o'clock the statue unveiling of Tom Brady. And before it was even unveiled, Kraft was like, it's 17 feet tall. What the I thought it was going to be 12 feet tall. Kraft, what happened to 12? 12 is good enough. 17. Oh, excuse me. 17? Whoa. And you know what? Overall, I think the statue looks very good. Very, very, very good. The pose is a little bit weird. I think he should be holding a Super Bowl trophy, but that's the only thing that I would change. He's in his uniform. He's holding his helmet. He's, doing the Black Power stance outside of Foxborough Stadium, which is kind of weird, but he should actually, now thinking about it, he should definitely be holding a Super Bowl trophy. But yeah, it's very accurate. The hair is a little wonky, I think, but yeah, good. The face is good, which is really all that matters. Brady, still in roast mode. This is probably going to be all of his appearances for the rest of his life, because that roast really impacted him. But Brady is funny, dude.
But in the end, this statue isn't just for Pats fans. It'll also give all the Jets fans something to throw their beers at as they leave the stadium every year. probably in the second quarter. As for the statue itself, Jeff, you and your team did an incredible job. Seriously, it is so accurate, so detailed. Hold on one sec. Hello? Really? Okay. Sorry, Jeff, that was Coach Belichick. He said there's still room for improvement. I know the feeling. To think that a kid from California might someday travel here to this plaza, stop, gaze at this work of art and say, who the hell is that guy? I've said this before, but I want to say it again. I'm humbled and honored to have been part of this organization for 20 incredible years. You guys shaped my life and the life of my family, and for that, I'm forever grateful. I hope I've given to you as much as you have given to me. Thank you, New England. I love you, and let's get ready to kick off the 2025 NFL season. Let's go!
I probably said it at some point last year when he was commentating, but he still has like the veneers almost lisp a little bit. Like you can tell like his teeth are still like just a little bit too big for his mouth. Very good ceremony overall. So let's get into the Patriots' first preseason game then, shall we? Travion Henderson may end up being the best running back drafted. The scheme fits him so well, and on the first play of the game, he returned the kickoff 100 yards, opening play touchdown. Oh my God, he is fast. And I do think that it's funny because the backfield is the sons, Gibb, Hender, and Steven. Even if he didn't end up on the IR, Larison would have even fit. That really sucks to lose Land Larison before you can even see the field in the regular season, because people in the building were saying that he reminded them of Rex Burkhead, and he did have a very good preseason game. He had a broken foot in the game, and he played out on it. I guess he knew that it was broken and he was fucked, so he was like, you know what? Maybe if I just ball out the rest of the game, they'll keep me even though I'm on the IR. And they have to keep him. But yeah, he had surgery on his foot, placed on IR. That really sucks. Will Campbell, T-Rex, that is how you finish a block. He looked great in the run game and just pancaked two people after the play was over, and he kept running them down into the ground. And then if he can get the rusher to just run in circles in the backfield, not even getting close to May, he'll be just fine in pass protection as well. Even if he's not a complete brick wall, he gathers himself on that second step and chases him down back to May. Always keeps his back to May. That is what you love to see. He had the highest PFF grade of any rookie drafted in the first round this past week. Very good sign. 48 points. Yes, they scored 48 points. Is the most scored in a preseason game ever for the Patriots. Special teams, offense, defense, it was all clicking for them. And the team didn't look so much different when Dobbs came into the game, which I really like. You could see how much it changed last year from Brissett to May. But when the game plan went from when Dobbs came in after May left the game, didn't change at all. Love it. The Patriots have the Vikings up next this week, and the wide receivers were torturing the Vikings secondary in joint practice on Wednesday. Diggs was out there just demolishing people. I love Stephon Diggs. Sniff all the BBLs you want. Okay, around the rest of the league, like I said, the Tyler Warren had a pretty good debut for the Colts. He had a really nice 23-yard catch in that game. Joe Burrow looks really good against the Eagles. I don't know if the Eagles played any of their starters or not, but Joe Burrow went 9 for 10 with 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. One to Jamar Chase and one to Tanner Hudson. I don't know who that is. But yeah, they already look like they're in midseason form, the Bengals do. And then also, Tanner McKee started the game for the Eagles, and he went off 20 for 25, 252 yards, and 2 touchdowns. What? That's about as well as you can do in a preseason game. And then the Raiders and Seahawks game ended in a tie, 23-23. Genty rushed 3 times for -1 yards. So then the games on Friday, other than the Patriots, the Lions and Falcons game actually was suspended in the third quarter, I believe, because a Lions player had a neck injury and he had to be carted off the field. And it looked pretty serious, but apparently he's totally fine. I don't know if he had to have surgery on it or not, but glad he's okay. And then this one, we got to talk about it. Yes. Okay. Shedeur, good game. Where did that move him on the depth chart? Quarterback 4. Who did he pass? Deshaun Watson. Shedeur just did more in a Browns uniform in a preseason game than Watson ever did for the Browns in the regular season. Good on Shedeur, but I really want to see how Dylan Gabriel plays, and we'll possibly get that chance since Sanders strained his oblique in practice on Wednesday. I guess Dylan Gabriel is dealing with a hamstring issue, so who knows who we'll see in the game for the Browns. Kenny Pickett also is dealing with an injury too, but I think I remember Kenny Pickett also having a pretty good preseason debut, if I recall correctly, who he's still behind on the depth chart. Also in that game, Xavier Leggett got kicked out in the first quarter for fighting with a Browns player. Okay, on Saturday, Giants beat the Bills 34-25. Jackson Dart had a really nice long pass. And then, who else? Tyler Shuck had a really nice long pass against the Chargers, who they lost against. But, results in the preseason, who the fuck cares? So Dart might be the right choice for him. That was a great throw under some serious pressure. I'm pretty sure he got plowed after that throw. Let's see what else. Jets. Justin Fields looked pretty good. He rushed 2 times for 14 yards and a touchdown, and was also 3 for 4 on 42 yards in his only drive of the game. So it was efficient for him. They looked decent. I might not sleep on the Jets too much this season. What else here? Oh, in the Steelers-Jaguars game. Oh, my God. Cam Little made a 70-yard field goal. Everyone saying this is commonplace is an idiot. If it were common, it would be happening in regular season games. This is amazing. But don't worry, Cam Little tweeted out that a 70-yarder would happen again. He said, "Don't stress about the record. I'm doing it in the regular season." Baller. Just laying his nuts on the table. Putting him in a wheelbarrow and walking up behind the line getting ready to kick. But yeah, there was really nothing else of note. Dolphins-Bears finished in a 24-24 tie. Yeah, that's about it. J.J. McCarthy made his debut. Cam Ward made his debut at the Titans, but it wasn't nothing crazy happened. Patriots-Vikings game is on Saturday. All right, cool. Saturday at 1. Nice. Day drinking. Dolphins-Lions, Packers-Colts, Browns-Eagles. Yeah, whatever. Ravens-Cowboys. We might see the starters go a little bit longer here, I would hope. At least maybe the full quarter. That would be nice. But yeah, it's preseason. After a quarter, you kind of tune out anyway. Okay, what else? What else happened around the league this week? So is Najee Harris actually okay or what? This picture of him with his eyes still shut over a month later can't be good. It looks like it also made his nostril a little bit bigger on that side. Apparently, he's been working off to the side from everyone else wearing a weighted vest. So I do not know when he's going to be able to come back. Definitely not until that eye opens back up, that's for sure. Chargers reporters are hiding Najee's eye better than the NFL did at hiding John Gruden's emails in 2021. Gruden's emails from 2011, while he was with Monday Night NFL Countdown, were leaked to the media by the NFL in 2021, forcing outside pressure from the league to fire him. And then just this past week, the court ruled that the NFL could not have done that, and that basically they're wrong for firing him when he was not employed by the league for emails that he sent when he was with ESPN. So I don't know. Maybe a Gruden return. I tell you what, man. But just last week he said he'd die to coach in the SEC. So, we'll see what's going on there. I haven't heard any news from our good old friend Brian Kelly down there in LSU. So if he has a bad season this year, especially with Nussmeier returning. And Nussmeier's not that great. A lot of people think that he's good. I don't think he's that good. I think he might be a little bit better Will Howard. But even then, Will Howard wasn't that great. He still led Ohio State to a national championship, but that was because of, one, the defense, two, all the weapons he had around him. So there might be an opening at LSU soon, is what I'm saying. Today, the wait was worth it for James Cook. The first of the players that are in basically a holdout. We still need to get Terry McLaurin. Who else? Trey Hendrickson. Micah Parsons still needs a deal, an extension. It'll probably be worth it for them because it was worth it for James Cook. He got a 4-year, $48 million deal with $30 million of that guaranteed. That's about as good as Saquon's contract. Huge payday. Now Buffalo's basically all settled. They don't really have anything else hanging over their heads. Okay. Last thing. By the time that this comes out, Taylor Swift has made her appearance on New Heights, and it's the moment that everyone, including myself, has been waiting for. I really want to know if Travis talks differently around her, if she talks differently around him. I would love for her to not be like a stuck-up bitch, but unlike every normal podcast, this one drops at 7 at night on Wednesday night, so I'm not waiting around to listen to it to include it in this week's episode. We'll recap next week about what she said. It would kind of be hilarious if she did her best Sha'Carri Richardson impression and just started beating the shit out of him. Okay, do we have anything else? I think that might be it. Make sure to leave a like and comment on each video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hoagies and Pierogis is available on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram for clips throughout the week. And we'll leave you with this. Munch. Recorded in central Pennsylvania in front of a live studio audience with your host, Ian DiCarlo. This is Hoagies and Pierogis.